Okay, welcome to 3-7, more multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit numbers. So today, the difference today is that instead of, I have not given you the numbers on top or on the side, you're going to have to figure that out. So today you actually have to break the numbers into their expanded form. So if I have 452, what is the value of the 4? 400, and you're going to write it in the box. I have a 5 in the tens place, which is worth 50. I have a 2 in the ones place, which is worth 2. Over here, I have 61. I have a 6 in the tens place, which is worth 60. And I have a 1 in the ones place, which is worth 1. So now I'm ready to multiply just like before. Again, 4 times 6 is 24, and I'm going to add 3 zeros. Again, you should be copying this down on your paper. Then we have 6 times 5, which is 30. And again, that's not part of the 2 zeros because I have 2 extra zeros on there. 60 times 2, I have 6 times 2, which is 12, and then I have 1 0. Going on to the next row, I have 1 times 400, which is 400. This row, everything times 1 is the number. 1 times 50 is 50, and 1 times 2 is 2. Now, we're on to our adding column. So now we have 24,000. Make sure you write your numbers correctly. Again, that's a mistake that I'm seeing, is making sure that you're writing the numbers correctly from the grid over to the column and that you're lining your numbers up properly. That's the mistakes that I'm seeing. So I have 24,000, and you can put the comma in there, and then I have 400 for B. I add that together. And getting 24,400. Okay, then coming over to the next one, I have C, which is 3,000. I'm going to add that. And I'm checking these off as I use them so I don't get confused. For D, I have 50. The adding is actually so easy on these, it can also be easy to make a mistake, so make sure you're checking your work. E. And then when I say easy, you're not having to add all the multiple numbers together. 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 2 is 7, 4 plus 1 is 5, 7 and 2. Again, make sure you're lining up your places. And then finally, I have 2. And then our last step is we always want to estimate to check our answer. 452. Now this one's tricky. You could do 400. You could do 500. I'm going to go with 500 because I have the 5. Remember, 5 or more, we're going to go up. So I'm going to do 500. And then 61, I'm going to do 60. So if I have 5 times 6, that's 30. And I have 3 zeros. And I get 30,000. And looking at that, this is also in the 10,000 spot, so I'm going to say yes, my answer is reasonable. And I know I overestimated here, and my answer, this answer is going to be higher than the real number because I did an overestimate. Okay, now coming on to problem 2, and I put some of these on here because, you know, you have to decide. So let's look at 35. I have 3 in the tens place, which is 30. Now you can decide if you want to put your tens here or here, it doesn't really matter. But am I going to need all 3 columns here? No. So I could go ahead and cross off the last column. Does it matter if you cross up the first column and the last column? Not really. But you only need a 2 by 2 for these. So I have 35, so I'm going to put 30 and 5. 48, I have a 4 in the tens, so that's worth 40. And an 8 in the ones, which is worth 8. Now I'm ready to multiply. 4 times 3 is 12, and I have 2 zeros. 1, 2. 4 times 5 is 20. I have 1 0, which I'm going to add on, right? Because 4 times 5 is 20. I have to add the 0. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to add the 0, and then 8 times 5 is 40. Now, it's much easier. I only have 4 numbers to add when I have 2 by 2. So I have 1,200 plus 240 and I get 1440. I'm going to check those off. Now for C, I have 200. And I'm going to check that off. And finally, I have 40. I'm going to put that there. Hopefully, I didn't check my work there. I got 4, 0, 8, 6, and 1. And that answer, I don't need to do E and F because we didn't need them. So 1,680 is my answer. And I'm going to estimate 35 is close to 40, 48 is close to 50. And I get 4 times 5 is 20, and I have 2 zeros and 2,000. I know, again, I rounded up here and here, so my answer would be an overestimate. I mean, my estimate is an overestimate, so I believe that my answer is reasonable because I know my answer is going to be less than 2,000, but it is going to be in the thousands place. Okay. So that is the math for today. You're going to go ahead and keep working. Do the rest of the pages, though I can't show you that because I already wrote the answers on those. But go ahead and do the rest of the packet. And then when you're done, you know what you can do. I hope you're being good listeners and listening and following directions and keeping the chatting to a minimum. Remember, during math, you can use your privacy folders to keep your talking to a minimum. Okay. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.